In this video we are going to study about Python environmental setup, and as you can see here is like we are having a lot of operating systems like Linux operating systems, Windows operating systems, and Mac OS operating system, OS operating systems. So here what we are going to study is how to install Python in various operating systems. So first of all we are going to study about how to install it in Windows. Before that we go to that, so I want to tell here one thing that in most of the operating systems based on Linux, mostly in Linux based operating systems, window Python comes pre-installed. You need not to install it in there, but there is a need of upgradation there. It may be possibility that it is having Python 3 previously. So as we are working with Python 2. So as we are working with Python 3, so we need to upgrade to Python 3 from Python 2. So that's a need, that may be a need. So we will see that further. So first of all, how to install Windows in how to install Python in Windows. So first of all, just go to your browser, go to the link provided here, and on the front page you will see the download Python 3.8 or something like that link. That will be a .exe file. As you will download it, so it will download a file and will open a setup like this, like it is here. And while installing, you need to tick the mark here, add Python 3.7 to path. Okay, and next install. So you will go to that. After that, how to install Python in Linux. So just basically follow all these commands, so you will get Python, or if you are having the previous version you will get the latest version. Simple. So next thing is how to set up path in Windows if you haven't set it previously. So here one thing is that you need to go through the you need to go to the path that is provided over here, like C users admin app data, local program Python programs Python 3.7, and like that in your C drive. There is a possibility that app data is not visible there. So for that you need to go to the show hidden items. That way you will see app data in your admin directory and proceed further, right? And after that you go to this link and find a python.exe file in particular Python 3.7 folder. Okay, so copy that link, and after that go to Windows search, that type set environmental variables, then open it. Then there will be a button open environmental variables, click on it, then go to system variables that is provided on the below window, right? Double click on the path, and after you click on the path, set edit there. So in the edit option, add the path you copied there from there and press OK. And now you have set the path and you are ready, and you can access your Python interpreter from your command prompt. So one thing here is like, is it necessary that you install Python in your machine itself, or maybe if it is a possibility that you can install, you need not install it in your system and you can use it, you can still use it, but what is the processing, what is the, and also you need not to worry about processing power of your machine and a lot of stuffs that going on your machine. If your machine is not capable of lot of things, not to worry about anything that. Okay, so so here what we can do is we can use online Python interpreters. For that you need not to install Python in your system itself. What you can do is just Google the Google like this Python online interpreter, and you will get a lot of results. So my one of the most favorable online interpreter is like using Jupyter Notebooks, and like you can see here is Jupyter Notebook is this is the interface of the Jupyter Notebooks, and the wonderful thing about Jupyter Notebook is like that you can, first of the thing is that you can use it online, you need not to install Python in your system. And the second thing is that it is server based, it you need not to uh, use it on your system, and no processing power of your system is required here, only good bandwidth of internet is required just. Okay, so here is like Python print hello. I have just used it. What you can do here is just print the command in the in the tab and press shift enter and you will execute it. Okay, so one more thing here is that you can mark if you like to mark down something like the make notes in between it, so you can mark down the cell like this here, if I want to mark this cell, so what you can do is the press the button ESC plus M, so that way you can mark down the cell, and that markdown means your that cell will not be executed. Okay, it will be treated as a comment or notes or something like that, but here is it won't be executed, right? uh, okay, if you want to add new cells, like here you can use add button. If you want to cut a cell, you can. If you want to drag up or below the cell, so you can use this. And for execution you can use run or shift enter, as I told earlier. And if you are not comfortable with markdown ESCM, you can mark down any cell with the with this button, right? Also there are two more options available now. You can download your page after you work there, simple as that. You can print also if you want to print, right? And you can link it with the GitHub also, with your GitHub link. So that's all for this video.